Dave, let's talk about last year. Give me some of the highs and lows of the 2008-2009 season.
Well, our real high was the end of the season at championship. We had a small group of upperclassmen, a very large group of freshmen. And as we went through the season, there were some lows in there that we didn't necessarily have the large group of upperclassmen to kind of lead the freshmen where they were supposed to go as the year went on. And that was very telling in the dual meet season we had. The times weren't quite what we wanted. They didn't feel real confident about their swims early enough in the year to really do well dual meet season. Championship, they did phenomenal. We had several people drop a minute or more in their miles, that kind of stuff. So the championship was huge. But in that, we only had several seniors. We had a couple juniors, and that was about it, who all have graduated and moved on. But the freshmen didn't have that large class of leadership in front of them that they could go, oh, here's how we do it. They didn't have that example. Where this year is going to be a little bit opposite, and that'll be nice. So,
how many freshmen coming back?
This year we have 9 sophomores and 1 junior, and the rest are freshmen. And we're a class of 18. So numbers are great. This is the largest competitive team we've had. We've had several teams that started the year a little bit higher, but dropped off as the year went on. And this year everybody's here. They're excited about swimming. They want to be swimming, and that just sets up for a really good team atmosphere.
Let's talk about some of the returners in particular. Who can we look for in this season coming ahead?
Returners, Heather Breeze, our one diver. She's going to be pretty big. We're working on some really big dives for her. We just got a bubble system put in our separate diving well, so for her that's really cool. There's not a lot of schools around that have it. It makes that opportunity to do some bigger dives a little bit better without worrying about crashing on the water so much. It takes some of that hesitation away from it. Swimmer-wise, Emily Schellinger's back. We're looking for great things for her this year. She dropped to 58 seconds in her mile at championship last year, so we're looking for some huge things out of her. Jane Yackley, our breaststroker from last year's back. We missed a little bit on her last year, but I think she'll come back with a little bit more vengeance this year and really be a big key for us. There's several others that, swam well at championship and are just pumped and excited for this year because they know they're going faster. We've had girls already at our two goof around meets like our relay meet and alumni meet that are more just for fun that have already swimming times now that they were swimming mid-season last year. And that they're just pumped. They're so excited. They get giddy about it, and then I get excited as a coach because you never know where they're going to end up at the end of the year.
Excellent. And I know you were really happy with your recruiting class. A lot of quality first-year swimmers coming in. Now let's start by talking about Casey Sands.
Casey Sands is probably our top recruit coming in this year. She's a legitimate fast butterflyer. She's under a minute, which, for a lot of colleges, is hard to get. A college in their 6th season as a varsity program, getting a kid that's that fast, I'm just pumped. I'm really excited to see where she can go. She's got a real good training mind, real good work ethic. I think she's going to do some great things this year for us.
And one of the nice things about Casey is she brought a friend with her, didn't she?
She did. Rachel Harder and Casey, completely individuals, but both had great visits. Both did a lot of things together, being on the same team. They both liked the university, so they took tours together. And I think it gave them that sense of, I know somebody there. This is going to work for me. They already knew that coming in, and I think that helped with the decision making. But Rachel's a backstroker that was top 16 in the state of Minnesota last year, so she's going to come in and fill that big void of Shiloh Parisian leaving, and really help our relays out on freestyle and backstroke.
Excellent. Now, I know we can't talk about all of them, but who are some other first-year swimmers we should look for?
Katie Kessner, she's a soccer player, just now starting to get in the pool, so we're a little bit behind, but she's in good physical shape, which should transfer well once we get her body ready to swim again. Megan Domine out of Montemita, she's going to be a tough sprinter. IMer we're working on her with. Aurora Thayers is a big IMer out of Marshall, so the freshman class is going to go deep, and I'm really excited to see what they can come up with when we start swimming hard.
Okay, well, we start the home season tomorrow. That's Friday. Just a few home meets, but let's talk about them so people know.
Tomorrow we got Northern State here at home. Northern's a Division II program. They just added a couple years ago, but they've got some good recruits. She's done her job of recruiting. They've got some really talented kids over there, and it's going to be a tough program to beat. So we're looking forward to a tough matchup tomorrow. We're sick, they're sick. We'll see who comes out on top of that one. Saturday we've got them again, and Morningside from Sioux City, Iowa coming up. Steve Moses is the coach, and I've been a friend with Steve. He swam against me in college, so we've known each other for a long time, a lot of background. He's putting together a good program. Now, being a NAI school there in the situation we're in, they're just recruiting academically, and that sets up for a real fun meet. I'm I'm hoping we get the W from that one.
All right. And then later this season, Augsburg will be here for the final home meet, right?
Yep, Augsburg is another school that added not too long ago. So all the schools, as we swim at home this year, are very current additions to their programs, and that makes it fun. Augsburg is down a little bit; they've gone through several coaches, but I'm still looking for them to be a pretty. I know they've got some good kids there, so it'll be a fun meet to watch and see how our kids match up with theirs.
I know that swimming is similar to cross country in that all the dual meets are really prelude to the championships. That's what matters, right? You want to build and taper and get ready.
Yeah.
What's the challenge as a coach? What do you worry about during the season building up to that?
The challenge as a coach is really you want to work your team hard. You want them ready. You got to build that aerobic base. You got to train them real level-headed, because if you don't, by the time you hit championship, they're burnt out, they're tired, they don't want to do it anymore, and that creates a real bad situation for taper. So the goal for a coach is to give them enough rest that they don't get burnt out. Give them enough work that they're ready, but not over-ready, so they don't feel like they're overtraining themselves. You take a season that starts in end of September, runs till mid-February, that's a long season. You throw a few dual meets in there, a couple invite meets, and that's all you've got to break it up. And the challenge with that is really getting them ready, and then when that taper hits, making sure they're on track for that taper with both stroke mechanics, mentally. If they're not mentally ready for the season, they're in trouble to start with. So I work a lot on the mental side of the game, and just trying to make them understand it's a long season. We're in no hurry. We'll get there and we'll be ready at the end of the season. So we take all that time and we aim for a 3-day window to hit our championship.
Excellent. Well, I know the preseason you've been working really hard. We wish you the best of luck this season.
Thanks, Chris.